Patch 6.1 preliminary patch notes have finally been released, and I'm going to do my best to condense the information in it so that you can get all of the juiciest details about what's coming up in a good period of time. I hope everyone can forgive me, and please let me say just one quick thing because it really did bum me out during my patch notes reading. I will move on after and I won't mention it again in this video. The first thing I want to say about the patch notes is, from what I gather from what I was reading and my interpretation, is Hrothgar hairstyle changes are still unfortunately going to be tied to Fantasia usage. This is something that I read and I want to bring up to the forefront of everyone's attention because this is something that really does impact me and as well as anyone that chose the race, and I'm just really saddened by it, and that combined with the hair changes that removes our ears really kind of bums me out. To me, it's almost starting to feel a little mean that after 3 years we still need to use Fantasia for our hair. I'm actually not mad, I'm actually really far from mad. I'm actually super sad, but I promised to get this video out, and so I'm gonna make sure I do it. On that note, Viera are also getting new hairstyles as well. I don't think they need a Fantasia though. Okay, moving on. So first up is that there will be new main story questlines after completing Endwalker added that will begin by speaking with Tataru. Next up is that there will be a brand new set of Chronicles of a New Era side story missions that are kind of expanded upon through the expansion, and it's going to start off with the mission literally called A Mission in Mordona, or as we used to call it back in 2.0, More Drama, speaking with the fresh-faced student. This will lead into the brand new Alliance raid for this expansion called The Gay. New role quests are also being added that are building upon the prior ones. Worth noting is that the first mission, called Bitter Snow, has the requirements of a player finishing all of the different role quests, so this is definitely something for everyone to keep their eyes out for and maybe level a few roles that you might be missing and just like check it out. I think that this will be really cool. Something that is going to excite a lot of people are that brand new additional rewards have been added for both the bisexual gemstone rewards as well as the treasure hunt maps. Especially for the treasure hunt maps, I'm looking forward to that because I'm still sitting on a map in every single inventory slot and retainer that I could fill, so new rewards for that because I do not like the happiness set. That does not spark happiness in me. It's very welcome. And Submarines, the kind of like free company thing, is also getting new rewards added to them. Also brand new rewards for MGP, and there's a brand new near pod mount in the image there, so I presume that this is actually going to be MGP reward, which makes me very intensely glad that I farmed the MGP vouchers out with the Blue Mage before. Very excited for this and happy about that. More reward reworks actually includes Chloe's Wondrous Tales, Chloe Alipoes, something in illegal sheer, and there isn't anything overly specific about the new rewards though, unfortunately, but there has been a rework to how the book can be filled out, with you being able to select an option from a variety of activities now. Lastly, which definitely is something that excites me, even though I know my tone is not reflecting it. I'm sorry guys, I'm the kind that wears my heart on my sleeve. I'm bummed, but I am excited for the retainers system for real. Just because they are getting an expanded selection of adventures, which is someone who actually goes out of my way to gear up and set up all the retainers up to like nauseating detail. This is actually more than welcome, to say the least. I finally deploy my fleet of 10 retainers and actually make a solid guild profit. Imagine that. I was actually kind of getting sick of the same trash being flung into my inventory time and time again, not gonna lie. So retainers you can now leave comments on for people who are more organized than myself not being an organized one at all. The duty support system, which is the exact same idea as the trust system but for lower levels, has been implemented for earlier content. Not all content, but some of the earlier content like A Realm Reborn. Tons and tons of details in the notes that I wish that I could go over here but would bloat this video, but overall it's going to be a very healthy system for the game. The Unending Codex is a new system that was added into the game, which acts kind of like an encyclopedia of all in-game terms for people who might need to refresh themselves or give them more information that they might be missing just if they like bought a skip. Unreal Trials now have a mount, which means that I'm actually going to do them. And I'm getting ahead of myself there, oops, but we are seeing the brand new Ultimate Spain Unreal Trial being added in 6.1, and yes, I actually, especially with this mount, which I find super cute, totally do see myself doing that quite a lot actually. I unironically actually look forward to it now. There has also been new emotes added, which I am sure will be appropriately misused by certain communities. Ooh woo, oh whoa, ooh woo, oh whoa, whoa whoa. Please don't clip that. We're swapping on to the battle changes, and first up is that the Bard and the Dancer gauges have had some slight user interface modifications to make it clear when certain states have been obtained that will allow them to use particular abilities. Specifically, we're talking about the resource accumulation within their gauges. I can't really speak much on them without a preview, unfortunately, but I do think that this has a lot of potential to be good. There's also going to be the brand new Extreme Trial, the Endsinger's Aria, that is going to be added to the game, and a new surprising change for combat that was permanently being removed from battle by falling is finally gone in Titan, as well as other dungeons obviously, but especially Titan. That was something that even like hit me, and I'm just like, wait, I'm just watching, I can't be revived? Oh, darn. To me, this is a very welcome change, so now you're going to be able to be revived in these older forms of content rather than watching, which kinda is boring, I gotta admit. Next up is something that is actually such a blessing, is the loot lockout for Savage is going to be gone, and that means that you can now freely go to the tier without the problem, and this is going to tremendously disgustingly help out anyone like me, or obviously my team, who wants to like onboard and make sure that everyone has the best in slot, especially with just some role swaps, getting in some new blood into the group, and yeah, thank God for this. Now for the Tombstone gear outside of the raid, because that was the raid gear that was just impacted by that last change, but for the Tombstone upgrades, as expected, we can get the upgrade materials to boost them from item level 590 right now baseline for Tombstone to 600 using sacks of nuts from the hunts. On my time to unload my or from the gay coins from the new alliance raid. Now this patch is bringing in a ton of lower level dungeon changes, going all the way from Copperbell Mines to Cape Westwind to Castor Marianum and the Praetorium. But what I do find most cool is that the Tombstone rewards are still pretty good at when you look at them. Yeah, they're going to be less, but undeniably they're still going to be pretty decent for poetic tombstones, especially given that these are going to usually take less. Or I presume they'll take less time. Let me knock on wood on that, I hope less time. For something that I found pretty interesting to read is that there's a brand new system where it takes longer for the screen to darken when your party wipes in all raids, and not just normal raids but also Savage raids as well as the brand new Endsinger's Aria Extreme Trial, in an attempt for us, as they described, to better understand the reasons behind a party wipe. Curious to really see how much this impacts Savage raiding, honestly, as many groups simply don't record video footage to rewind mistakes and such. That's more of a high level thing, but of course this doesn't fully resolve that problem, so I guess I'm just curious what this is going to do. Unexpected change for sure, but potentially very interesting. Now PvP changes, I will be doing a video in depth on their own video, because to be quite frank, I'm discussingly excited for PvP and we'll do a ton of coverage on it for sure. But Too Long Didn't Read version, 3 new maps, brand new mode, all you need is a job at level 30 to start participating, which is good because many players I'm sure will just want to jump into PvP and basically just PvP earlier on. No role requirements, but everyone that joins must be a unique job. I'm not going to be able to stack like 9 dancers or something crazy, or I guess like 10 dancers, because 5 and 5, you know what I mean. PvP rewards are also being reworked with a series of rewards, allowing players to get more rewards for just participating in PvP. Very, very healthy system, and the rewards look amazing. The Garo event is returning also to Final Fantasy XIV, which is fantastic because there are some very iconic glamours in there, like the Machinists is amazing. Like, it's so small. I love it. It's totally unexpected. If you haven't seen it before, it's amazing. I love using it. As well as obviously the mounts are quite amazing to see, very distinct, so this is going to be great for players who might have missed it before. In terms of new items, we have brand new glamours all over the place, new mounts, minions, fashion, accessories, as well as what came to a surprise through the patch notes that wasn't mentioned before was more glamours have been unlocked for both genders that I didn't expect, so there's going to be a long list of them, and that's going to be fun to see what happens. Another new feature which was added, which is player profiles, and there's a lot of customization that can be done with them. Unlike Hrothgar hair, you can also customize them without the use of Fantasia, and I think that it also has a ton of options, so even further from Hrothgar hair. The dream fitting system was also added, which allows you to try on shop items and preview them on your character, which I think is pretty neat. There's also been a brand new feature added that will mark items that you have already obtained in the user interface, so you can quickly identify if you have it or not. Anyhow, that's all for this video. I'm just gonna crawl into bed and have a good cry over Hrothgar hair. No cat daddying that subscribe button. I don't care to say that in this video. I'm just sad, but I promised to make this video and promised it to people, and so yeah, I hope this helps or something.